with buyback. Forbid is a really neat card. I think you can keep this. We're also on the draw. He mulliganed to 6, so considering a mulligan to 5. Alright, Forest. Theomancer. Yeah, I mean, like, just one black source really turns his hand on. Forbid is disgusting. Oh, yeah, in this deck, for sure. In this cube, like having a buyback counterspell, just the thought of that is just awesome. Alright, so there's the black source we were missing. Hand is turned on. So depending on what he does, we may Ophiomancer, or we may just hold up the Forbid. Again, I think I am tossing the Charm. Okay, Kadama's Reach. Definitely want to hold up the Forbid next turn. I think it's better than dropping the Ophiomancer or the Glass. What do you reveal? Some Forest. Yeah, he's ramping. I think we want to hold up the Forbid. He's going to 5 mana next turn. There's a lot of desirable 5s. And nice, so there's the Exhume. So now we have a reason to just snap off the Forbid at whatever we see, because we can just bring back the Massacre Worm. Although then again, like, you know, what are we countering if we counter something? The problem with the... Okay, that's a pretty easy Forbid. It's a pretty easy Forbid. So we'll pitch the Is a Charm and the Massacre Worm. This is a match where we're not happy. Yeah, I mean, true. Yeah, it's definitely not a match for Sneak. This is pretty gross of us, isn't it? Get the Forbid back. Exhume's fine here, although, you know, do you want to continue to hold up the Forbid? What's nice is we can actually work on a low amount of mana. I actually, if we Forbid again with buyback, I could pitch, oh, I don't know, Kira and Island. I could pitch. He's not really in the colors to just straight up kill the worm. I think I actually would maybe even value the Ophiomancer more. I could very easily just see pitching either like Dismember or Kira and Island to keep this Forbid going. I don't know if I'm in love with just, you know, reanimate, ooh, we have a 6/5. I mean, that's great. That's great, but I imagine he's got something else scary to slam. Why don't we wait on it? We're not in any hurry. And again, we want to develop our mana into black-black. Another blue, another island doesn't really do much for us, so it's not crazy to consider the Forbid line. Like, if he's just going to jam stuff into my Forbid, like, we're okay with this. So what did I say? Kira and... Like, this isn't the matchup for Kira. So I say Kira Island? Yeah. This just isn't the matchup for Kira. Probably. Alright, miscalc. Okay. Miscalc would have been great last turn. Alright, pass it back. I mean, the thing, the opponent just has to keep jamming spells. But we're fine, like, some of these things just don't matter. You got it. And something to kill with a Massacre Worm. Fauna Shaman. Yeah, it's fine. Now here's the problem. If we Exhume, he does get the slime. So that's kind of a bummer. For sure. Let's just cycle this. Miscalculation, obviously, not very good against a ramp deck. Drew Swamp. Okay, I would actually play that. I would actually play Swamp. It's reasonable to consider toasting the Shaman. She does let him filter his mana dorks into his late game threats. There's an Ashiok, though. Ashiok is something I would consider slamming to... especially if we just kill the Shaman before he could find, like, a big scary thing. I'm definitely down for... I mean, it might be an overextension, but I kind of like this line of Ashiok, Dismember, Fauna, Shaman. Let's see what he's cooking with. What you cooking? Kickman says we get to kill his board if we Exhume, though. Yes. True. We got a couple forests. Yeah, but him sliming us doesn't feel great. Big scary thing? Ooh, Dragon Lord. Okay. Unfortunate. I mean, that's kind of what you hope that they don't top deck. Alright, there goes Ashiok. No! We do have outs to the Tarka, right? Right? I hope so. Alright. I think unfortunately now we have to exhume, don't we? Puts him to 18. No, actually we're just dead. He'll just swing twice. We're at 16. Let's look at the list real quick. What have we got to dig to? Maybe spend this turn doing something else. Do we have any hard removal? That's what I'm looking for. This one. Okay, main deck. Besides Ashen Rider and Dismember doesn't work, obviously he's too big. Let's see. Remove Soul doesn't work here. I don't think so, dude. I think it's pretty much just Necrotal. Necrotal. Yeah. Alright, so... Exhume, but he blows up... Hang on. This Exhume doesn't feel right either. Because some of our outs involve reanimation. This can't be right. It's probably just a Theomancer. He's probably out of gas. But Mancer doesn't do anything either. Nah, this can't be right. Watch us just draw a Necrotal now. I've given him an option. He can cut me off a Forbid, which he knows about, or he can... oh, I should have tapped Reef. Gix says, wait, we won't win by exhuming. I feel like, unfortunately, I think we've already lost. I didn't expect the hardcast Dragon Lord. Okay, he went for the Godless. Triggers. This puts him to 16. Pass it back. Alright. It sucks that, like, we have to draw it now. We have some tech for the sideboard. Oust, I think, would be good in this matchup, because, like, sometimes he might, like, this opponent might have the natural order, so ousting is pretty solid. They might not be able to recast immediately. I mean, now we can't even top Necrotal, though. Alright. There's our last Forbid. It was looking really good. We forbidded several times, but the one turn I went greedy, got greedy for the, there's a rights, but nothing really to do. Yeah, I mean, I definitely got greedy. If we had one more mana, we could Unburial Rights the Kira, and that doesn't save us. No, it does save us, because it's a 2/2, and this is an 8/8 trample. Yeah. Close. Close, though. This dude got all the bombs. Oh, man. Yes, he did. Well, I mean, now we know. Yep. Alright, let's board to beat this. I think Oust might be fine. Um, so Hexmage out. Well, no, we did see Xenaghost, so Hexmage actually has a target. Maybe other green Planeswalkers are in his list. That sucks. We could have won that. I think if we just held his cube back. Yes, it is Winter Soup. Great question. Yeah. Legacy Cube is here. Attrition would have been fine there. I have plenty of creatures that I'd be willing to give up to kill his creatures, so that's more removal for us. It's not the matchup for Show and Tell. Sin Collector, yes. And maybe even Oust. All of which have an application to this matchup. Okay, so that's what we're thinking about. He doesn't interact with the Hypnotic Spectre. How good is this? Those are all possibilities. It's not the matchup for Kira. It's not the matchup for... He can outclass Tazagur. I mean, even though as big as Tazagur is he can be outclassed in this matchup. Necrotal's awesome. If we're going to run the attrition, we definitely need a Feomancer. I don't know, he can hardcast his dudes, though. I'm actually changing my mind on the Oust. We're going to cut both of those. Miscalculation's not that great in this matchup. The opponent's ramping, so plenty of the time the opponent actually has a little bit of leftover mana. I'd rather have hard counters. Izzet Charm's not really here to be countering, it's here for the looting. Okay. Plus, the white mana's not necessarily that reliable. What do you think about that? Something like this? We need to make one more cut. I don't know how I feel about Tazagur in this matchup. I feel like he just can get outclassed. I mean, it's either him or the Hexmage, but Hexmage has a target. We saw a target for Hexmage. Let's do it. Let's run it back. Flux, Hexmage has a target. We saw a Planeswalker, and I assume there's more walkers. I mean, you can't just have one Planeswalker if you're going to go into that strategy. There's got to be more walkers, man. There's got to be more walkers. Let's see if this hand can come together. So, it's not the greatest. There's no discard outlet, yet Worm is here. No white source for Sin. You draw another black source, this hand's great. Or at least playable. If you don't draw a second black source, we're hurting. Right, it's also, like, we poured in more creatures because of the attrition, basically, was kind of my mindset. Hexmage and, well, I think Hexmage was in the main, but we added a Sin Collector. I don't think we keep this, though. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Arena. This hand is sketch, yeah. Let's see what the 6 offers. It's not much better. Actually, it's worse. Jeez. Is this a 17-lander, right? Yeah. Uh-oh. Is this where you go to 5? He also mulliganed to 6. We're not on the draw, but we're getting a scry. But the second land doesn't do anything. Alright, one more. Well, this has land drops. Hope to top the good stuff. I'd say bottom. I mean, we can dismember his mana dork. It's something. I can go swamp. Maybe he doesn't play turn 1 ramp guy. Probably does. But we can just go turn 2 island, pay life on the dismember. Or pay less life on the dismember. There's the Necrotal we needed last game. I like being preemptive in this matchup, especially since we mulligan so hard. Let's just kill it. Kill it with fire. Or take it apart. Oh yeah, Flux. That's a ramp. That is a ramp that I can't really deal with. Pack Rat. Booyah. Boo. Yeah.